Today's episode of The Read Pile is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Over 150,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
I'm Elle.
And I'm the Sussman, Rick Sussman. Oh, we're back.
It's the week of December 9th, and here's some comic book news you can use.
3 previews in 3 weeks of comic book movies that you haven't watched.
No, I've been busy.
Captain America Civil War preview, featuring all of the memes. Batman v Superman, Dawn of Wonder Woman, and potentially Bizarro and or Doomsday, which featured a lot of the sadness.
I don't even want to bother watching it. That one, I can't bring myself to watch it. I hear everybody saying it sucks. People that read comics, people that don't read comics, people that watch the superhero movies, people that don't watch the superhero movies. Everybody is saying it sucks. Like, and for different reasons. Either they downright say that it just looks terrible as a movie at all, and then other people are like, oh, well, it doesn't look like it would be that bad, but I feel like I already watched the movie now. It's done.
There's a lot of info.
Like I'm good. Like.
And today, well, yesterday, Michael Bay, Saint Michael Bay, released the second live-action Ninja Turtles movie trailer featuring Bebop and Rocksteady. It's about as good as it's going to get for that one.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing before we move on to comic reviews. I saw a really interesting mini article. Did you know that in the next 365 some odd days, counting 8 days from now when the Star Wars movie starts, from that point forward, there's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of a dozen comic book movies released in the next calendar year?
Huh.
Question.
Okay.
Do you feel we're getting to a tipping point, or do you think that this party is just going to keep rolling?
I think there are some people that are already burnt out from it all. They're just kind of over it.
That's not fair, because you hate everything. You are the grumpy cat of comic book news.
I like comics, but I like other stuff too, you know? That's... I don't know. This world, they take things and they're like, oh, you like that? Okay, so you like that, so we're just gonna ram it down your throat over and over again, just like overdo it so much, and then we're gonna go back into your past, and we're gonna start dragging stuff out that you kind of want to forget, but we're gonna bring it back anyway.
I feel like this is a reference to the Gem movie that didn't do so well.
It was good in my childhood memories. You bring that stuff back, what was wrong with me? I realize children are not very smart and they'll watch anything.
Just let me know when the rant's over.
Bright colors. Yay! Oh, look, she's dancing! And then just like this freaking star earring.
You better?
I just kind of like get back to what you actually asked. So, I'm not sure for other people if it's the tipping point or not, but usually fads, and I would say this is a fad, is, because we're looking at not just people that like comics. People that like comics, there's going to be a group of them that are like, oh, I can never get enough. It's always I'm always looking forward to something.
Sure.
Some are going to suck, some are going to be great.
No,
I'm always looking for more.
I get where you're going with this. You're personally ready to move on to something else.
I'm not looking for anything else is the thing. I'm not saying, oh, I want something else to, be obsessive with. I just...
Maybe enough
I'm
with
not
the comic book movies.
I'm not super excited. Like, it's starting to look like this is the only thing people know how to do now. You only know how to do a comic book movie? Okay. don't you come up with your own ideas instead of like harping on somebody's book or something?
Stay out of my sandbox.
Come on with
My
actual...
sandbox.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I'm just saying, like,
Alright.
you don't see original work. You're never going to
that's
ever
not true.
again.
Independence Day 2 is coming out.
Oh, yay! We're just gonna fucking... Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we gotta...
I'm gonna repeat everything. Comic book reviews. We are going to start with Grayson. I like Grayson, and I had a pretty good rant the other day about this, but I don't know if I can repeat it as well as I did before. So, I like Grayson. I wish he was a real person and I would follow him like a stalker. But, I don't know, this whole Robbins thing, it's starting to make me feel a little disconnected, and I don't know if maybe I don't care enough to actually read every word and absorb it, or maybe it is too much of like a cluster. Like, some things for some reason I am just not grasping, and I feel a little lost in what's going on. And I mean, I know we're starting to get more in depth with what's going on in Spiral, like what it's really all about, and now he is, you know, Grayson's trying to train all these new Robins, and he feels like, you know, he's got to take charge, he's got to do it his way, and it looks like no one's really going to see his way as the right way. But for some reason, this issue just really fell through, even the last issue, and I'm hoping we'll kind of get back to that feel that we had a couple issues back. In the meantime, dun dun dun, Batman! Oh, Batman. Alright, so this issue, so-so during, okay? So-so. Fantastic writing, of course, yes, that will always be. But as far as giving us, you know, it looks like Gordon Batman might be losing a little bit. Like it's really starting to take a toll on him. But yeah, there's a big old thing released at the end. It's pretty amazing. I almost lost it. I wanted to just like toss the comic in the air and be like, oh my god! But, you know, I have to protect the comic. So I controlled myself and I said, you will keep it calm. And you will take this in. And my chest hurt a little bit. Big things, big things. It was worth reading the so-so issue and then BAM! Bam! In your face. Yeah, there's that. I don't know how much more I can say without people considering a spoiler. I mean, our show this week is a little bit later, so it's probably not much of a spoiler if I was to say something, but I don't want to be that person. Big things. Big things in Batman.
Ha!
Alright, we're gonna move on. Pick of the week. Starfire! Alright, it's not just Starfire, it's Starfire Grayson. And that is why Starfire had moved up to Pick of the Week this week. Because Hot Grayson has showed up, and there is some hot action, and it's super hot. There is, I will say this, you find out the completion, maybe not completion, maybe there's a little bit more, because we keep kind of little bits about Maria, and it is, they start just reaching inside, and you're like, okay, we're not just going to squeeze your heart a little bit, but we're going to also grab your guts, and just, at the same time, you're just going, yeah, it was really, really depressing, right? You don't even fucking know this person, and, oh, sorry, I said a bad word, but I'm just saying, you say, it's just, why would you do that? Why would you say a story like this, and it's really depressing. But at least you get some hot action with Grayson.
One of these days, we're going to get a swear jar in this place, I swear. Fortress of Nerditude, sponsored by Swear Jar. Squarespace. Well, how come nobody's made a Squarespace yet? Now, that would be good. Like, you go online and every time you curse, you gotta, like, swipe your card. Anyway, comic book reviews. I do not have many this week, but we will get to it. We'll start with Trees. I reviewed Trees. That was my Trees review. I've asked 3 people if they keep reading Trees, why? And everyone comes up with the same answer. Well, it's really well drawn. Yeah, I know, it's beautiful. What's the story? Nobody knows. Something about flowers and giant pillars in the sand and New York and people getting their heads blown off real good, and nobody really knows what's going on in Trees, but everyone keeps saying, well, I assume it's building to something. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's 13 issues in, and we just got off another hiatus of the series. I don't know what that thing is that we're waiting for, but it's starting to get a little weird. Now, that said, am I planning on taking it off my read pile? No, of course not. But I could not tell you what is going on right now. There's a lot of subplots, and they're all sort of coming together, I guess. But no, I have no earthly idea what's happening in Trees. I just know that for whatever reason, I can't stop reading it. Let's move on. Issue 3 of The Misadventures of Grumpy Cat and Pokey. The anthology series comes to an end. But there's good news, because in 2016, there'll either be an ongoing... here you go, here's a big shot of that. Boop, 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 boop. Either an ongoing or another mini featuring Grumpy Cat and Pokey. This is like my palate cleanser comic. This is the, like Elle has her unbeatable Squirrel Girl. I have Grumpy Cat and Pokey. It's just a comic that makes me smile, and I enjoy reading it. And you know what? There isn't a lot of weight to it, but there doesn't always have to be. Not every story has to be Galactus versus the universe or anything. It's just silly, fun time stories, and Lord knows I love them very much. But, let's get the graphics spun up here. We're going to do a big intro for the pick of the week. There's a new comic company that we've been talking about here on the Read Pile that we are very excited about, because it features our friends Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, Garth Ennis, lots of the people that we read and review books of almost incessantly, and it's called Aftershock Comics. Their first book, Replica number 1, debuted while we were on hiatus, so we didn't get a chance to review it, but there is a new Aftershock comic number 1 this week. It is my pick of the week, and it is awesome, and it is called Insects. Yes. Victorian age, almost Doctor Whovian style, crazy insect love affair, lesbian craziness happening. Plus, the art is very reminiscent of my dear beloved Rasputin. And it reminded me a lot in the way the almost watercolory effect of the pages. It's just so beautiful to read. The story is very interesting, very simple. I'm not really sure how long the book is planned on going, if it's a mini or if it's an ongoing. I could see it going both ways, where it's just a quick story, or if it's actually going to build to a really long event. I'm excited by it. And to top it all off, each Aftershock book comes with the backup story of what the next issue of the is going to debut with. And this one has the backup story of Super Zero, which is the next Jimmy and Amanda book. As you may have remembered from about 10 minutes ago, Elle picked a Jimmy Amanda book as her pick of the week, and I am excited about Super Zero as well. A micro review of that, because it's at the back of the book, that appears to be a story about willing superheroes into reality. Like, if you create your own version of an origin story, it'll make that hero appear. Not really sure if that's where they're going with that or not. Again, it's just a preview, but that was super exciting. Aftershocks Comics may not get 1 million books printed every week like Marvel or DC, but so far in 2 issues, they've really caught my eye, and I really like creator-owned stuff. My only hope is that it doesn't give me like issue 1 and then like 3 issues later, like Dying in the Dead, I have to wait 18 months to get issue 4 or something ridiculous like that. But Insects #1, definitely my pick of the week. Awesome first issue, and very much got me off guard, so well done. For you, our loyal followers of The Read Pile, we have an awesome offer from Audible.com. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their awesome service. You can download some really great books like The Hobbit, the unabridged version from Tolkien. You can download Divergent, Lean In, lots of great stuff to check out. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdupmedia for your free audiobook.
That's this week for The Read Pile. Did I say it one more time to be 3?
Oh, shit. Well, there goes our PG-13 rating, I guess.
Sorry, I had a really bad last couple of weeks. I'm gonna let it out.
Through indiscriminate cursing.
It's the safest way.
Okay, before we sign off for the week, and I go back to rubbing my temples, we would be remiss if we did not mention the problem of the internet. This is Daxstar, specifically Daxstar drawn by Art Balthazar and Franco of our friends over at Ah Yeah Comics. They have sent us many a wonderful thing. We got these guys, Streaky and Daxstar, at our local comic shop because A, they're adorable, and B, we wanted to support the Ah Yeah guys, and C, they made for good Hanukkah gifts. I was unaware of the firestorm that I would create by thanking Art and Franco for providing us with the opportunity to get these things through DC Direct at our local comic shop. Evidently, there is an artist who created Daxstar who actually owns a cat that is Dexter. I believe his name is Shane. You could find all about it all over our Twitter page because thanks to him, Franco and Art and us and Grant Morrison and about a half a dozen other people were all dragged into a very big time conversation. The idea of creators not getting credit for their work. I don't particularly care that it's Daxstar, the Red Lantern cat. I just love that it's the Art Balthazar Franco treatment of the Ah Yeah Comics versions of the characters. I mean, Art and Franco didn't create Streaky. I believe Streaky debuted sometime in the 60s. Supergirl's pet cat. But it is important, and it does dovetail with the big news that we didn't mention that we should. That Bill Finger has officially been given credit, and will be given credit from this point forward, for creating Batman. So I understand artists and creators wanting their name attached to their characters. It took Bill Finger roughly 70 years to get his credit. I understand Shane being upset about his character. But, that was quite the event, no?
It was entertaining.
So, thanks guys. We'll see y'all real soon.